What's up, guys? Orbital Bacon here, back with another live stream. And today I have with me a few of the cast members from Swagwave's Combiner Wars that just wrapped up earlier today. Please welcome with me, I have Stuart Christensen, RD Blade,
Hello.
and Deanna Starr.
What's up, Internet?
Hey, everybody.
And if you don't know, these guys Stuart voiced Predaking, Razor Claw. Let's see, who else did you? You had Desaurus.
Yep.
I think that was it for this episode. But you've been voicing for Swagwave stuff for a while. You've been doing Doctor Strange, among a few other
yeah.
Marvel characters. Yeah,
Yep.
wonderful.
Killing it.
Corvus Glaive.
Yeah, there. Oh man, I love the voice you did for Corvus Glaive. That was awesome.
Thank you.
And then RD Blade did the Technobots as well as their combined form Computron. He also voiced Jazz. And didn't you do one of the Destrons? Fellbat. There you go. And you've also been voicing in other projects for us. You've been Black Panther. Let's see. Refresh my memory, because you've done quite a few characters for us.
I was in the zombie one. That was where I made my Black Panther debut, and I was a Hulk as well.
Yes, there you go. And then Deanna Starr voiced Victorion, Windblade, Pyromagna, I think, had a line in there. And
yes.
but
just one.
Right. But you have also, just like everyone else, you have also been voicing for our stuff for quite a while. A lot of the
3
Marvel
years now.
stuff. 3 years, holy shnikes.
As of February, 3 years.
That's awesome. That is awesome. So yeah, everybody, please welcome, and let's catch up. What I'll do is I'll catch up on the chat real quick, see what everybody's saying. Welcome everyone to the stream. We got Crossover in here, Devin Frank Jr., Alexander, XT Animations, Alex K9, Thundercat, what's up? Let's see, we got Shadow Fighter in here, Bob, what's up, Bob? Bob is my number one, a guy.
And Alex, thank you for the compliment.
Oh, what did Alex say? Go ahead and read that out.
Alex said, I love Victorion's voice. It sounds cool. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, everybody's so supportive in here. I love you. Oh, Maniac, what's up? Maniac 325. V. Oh man, we got a great crowd in here. So what's up, everybody? So yeah, so we're just it's almost kind of like an after party. As you guys saw, the finale was uploaded earlier today. It was a big one. It was like, what, 16, 17 minutes?
Yeah, man. That's the longest one I've seen yet.
So crazy.
Thing was epic. So yeah, this is just kind of like wrapping it up, discussing, what our favorite bits were, and kind of what's in store for the future. So let's. Bob says, "Rest in peace, everyone."
I didn't die. I'm alive.
Oh, Shadow Fighter is she's having lady quakes because Jazz was in this one. That Jazz was voiced by RD right here.
Hi there.
Fellow animators wanted to say hi. Breakstream. Bob says Breakstream better stay out of this. That's right. Breakstream better stay far away. Mm-hmm. Alexander says, "Why did we kill Air Raid?" I think we killed Air Raid because most, if not all, of the rest of the aerial bots had already been killed off. So it was kind of like, he's got to go too.
And he got to be the person that inspired Victorion to fight. He helped him discover hey, this is my mission. So he didn't die in vain.
Bucky, what's up, buddy? Merritt, what's up? So yeah, it was kind of like the inspirational death. Well, not really even like a sacrifice, because he just kind of keeled over and died.
Yeah, it's just tad.
Stuart can't see the chat. What we're doing to see the chat, Stuart, is we've got, or at least what me and Deanna and I think RD are also doing, or we just have the stream playing in the background on mute, so that way I can have the chat pulled up.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Excellent.
I have I have a page with YouTube open.
Yeah, there you go. Thundercat says that was epic as fuck. Yeah, it was. Bucky
William Rosas that wants to know who everyone's favorite Transformers character is.
Oh, that's a good question. Go ahead and start, Deanna.
Oh, me? Okay. My favorite in general is RC. I've always loved her. I think she's a total, pardon my cursing, a total badass, and I think she's really tough. But if we're picking this series, it's definitely Victorion because I love the fact that she can combine with all of her other combiner bots. It's so cool.
She's pretty
What
awesome.
about you?
RD, you want to go next?
My favorite is Hot Rod. I don't care if he killed Prime.
Guilty. He is guilty.
We got a groupie over here.
It's clearly Squeaks for everyone. Alex K9 says he liked how the voice actor for Predaking did. That was you, Stuart.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think you had mentioned just going with a very booming, bit gravelly voice. And so that's what I went with.
Who's your favorite Transformer while you're at it?
Oh man, still probably Dinobot from Beast Wars.
Oh,
he's just still one of my favorites.
Such a
only a season and
noble
a half.
character.
Right.
He was pretty awesome.
Yeah, he was a great character. The man.
Yeah. And I should be getting that masterpiece on Friday here, so I'm looking forward to that.
Exciting.
Yeah.
What all does he
Right.
come with? Because I know the recent masterpieces have been really stepping it up with the accessories. Like they have like little Easter egg level accessories.
Yeah, he comes with a golden disc, and he comes with a stand for him, I-beam kind of attachment, and even his eyes light up as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think that's about it, though.
That's really cool though. The golden disc. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the classic scene right there. And then with the I beams, how are you going to pose them? Is that how you're going to have them on the shelf?
Maybe. Yeah, that's possible. I got the other Beast Wars masterpieces and some of the Generations ones, so I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna rearrange it. But that's definitely an option.
What's up, Godkey? What's going on, buddy? Thundercat has a good question. He says, "What inspired you guys to voice act?"
Oh, I love that.
Go ahead and take it, Deanna.
Okay. For me, I got into voice acting because of my brother. He's a Stealthabot on YouTube. He was doing a lot of stuff. That's actually how I met Orbital and Swag and everybody. But I'm an actress, singer, and dancer, so I've always loved performing. But it wasn't until my brother started getting into it that I said, "Hey, I want to try this." And he said, "Well, they're looking for some female voice actors. Why don't you audition for Black Widow?" And I did, and I got the part. And I was in my first ever stop motion with them, and it was Baron Zemo, and I loved it. And since it's really fun because you have to be able to put so much emotion into what you're doing, but there's no visuals for you to see. It's all your voice. And it's just crazy how what you say can be manipulated so many different ways and how your emotion can completely change a scene or a character. So that's my passion.
Awesome. How about you, Stuart?
Really, it was just how much I enjoyed cartoons as a kid, and just doing voices with my friends and that kind of stuff. I wasn't really into theater in high school much. But I also was in a band in high school, so I played the microphone, so I got used to doing that. But
that's cool.
That's a cool way of putting it. I played the microphone.
Right. So yeah, that was kind of what pushed me towards it. Was just I always enjoyed cartoons and doing voices and going that route with recording stuff and behind the mic.
Awesome.
So
How about you, RD?
I'm like the bizarro version of Stuart. So, so like I liked cartoons a lot as a kid, and I listened, I used to do the voices as well. But I wasn't cool enough to be in a band. So,
It wasn't cool.
um,
I can tell you that much.
but a big hero of mine was Mel Blanc at the time, and
Yes.
without even knowing who they were, Peter Cullen and Frank Welker were big heroes of mine as well. Like I really enjoyed the stuff that they did. So
Oh man.
yeah, it never really went away, and I saw an opportunity when the internet came around.
That is an excellent point because that's kind of what got me into voice acting as far as trying to make an actual attempt in it, was the fact that online accessibility, just made it something possible.
Yes.
Because I like most people, I was doing voices when I was a kid. I would sit around playing with action figures, and I would do voices for all of them, and it just kind of carried up into like when I got into like high school and stuff. I would joke around with my friends doing like the movie trailer voice in a world, and just mess with people. And
Yes.
I was getting into the convention scene when like comic conventions started becoming a big thing, and I went to a couple of like comic and anime conventions. And I actually there was this one anime convention where I participated in a costume contest and did a couple of voices on stage or whatever, just to make the presentation better. And I didn't win anything for the costume, but the judges were three voice actors, and one of them was like Vic Mignogna. You guys might have heard of him. And Patrick Seitz was another one. He voiced Anderson in Hellsing. Um, as well as, I can't remember the guy's name, but he was Spike in X-Men Evolution. But anyway, they came up to me
Cool.
afterwards and said, "Hey, you didn't get anything for your costume, but we want to tell you about your voice performance. That was really good." And it never dawned on me. I was like, "Really? Should I? This is actually like something I could do." It just like clicked when they told me that. So I was like, "Okay." So I've been giving it a shot ever since.
That's so cool.
And doing great.
Thank you. We had a couple of awesome comments here. Thundercat says that whenever Stuart talks, all he hears is Doctor Strange, which is, I mean, if I'm being honest, that's kind of like what I hear too.
Now that I've been able to talk to Stuart, I have to agree with that, because I was Nico and Magic in that stop motion, and I remember thinking like, wow, his voice is like almost exact to Benedict Cumberbatch's in that. And then as soon as we got to hear him talk, I went, whoa, he sounds exactly like him. I 100% agree.
The other guys in the call, for those who are asking, I just did put their names up on the screen, so you should be able to see their names by the characters that they voice. I also put links in the description for those who supplied links. Stuart, did you have a link? Because I'll happily put it in there, but I didn't have one for you. But I do have Deanna and RD's link in the description. And as we've been kind of discussing here, they voiced characters in the Combiner Wars finale, as well as several other characters in the Swagwave stop motion universe. So that's who I'm talking to right now, just for anyone who just came in.
Oh, and they're all subscribing to me. Oh, you guys are so
nice.
Welcome. William and Alex just subscribed to me. Thank you, guys. That was so sweet.
Yeah, these guys are awesome. The chat here is great.
I love this.
All right, so Broly saw you voice act. Yeah, Thundercat. Broly, yeah, he did the English version of Broly. And you know what's funny about that, Thundercat? Because I had to think for a second, because I was like, oh yeah, Vic Mignogna did Broly, because Chris Sabat, who does Vegeta, heard my Vegeta voice. There's a channel here on YouTube called Anime Live Reactions that's been getting pretty big. He's in like the 500,000 sub range, somewhere in there. And he interviewed Chris Sabat and played I had done some voice work for him, and we did kind of like a fan dub of a comic where Vegeta meets One Punch Man. and he played that for Chris the bot. So Chris actually heard my Vegeta voice and said it was really good. He's like, "Oh, that's really good." And I was like, "Oh!" So yeah,
So cool.
I didn't even put two and two together that two different Dragon Ball actors have been like, "Yeah, go, man." Yeah, Opie Senpai. There you go, Thundercat. You know exactly who I'm talking about. Bucky says it's a subscription binge time. That's right.
That's amazing.
So Shadow Fighter has a question for you, RD. She's asking who else can you voice besides Jazz, and also can you do some of Jazz's voice for us?
I guess. Do you have a line for me? I didn't write the script. Somebody else wrote the script. So
What's a classic Jazz line? Like I'm trying to remember like one of his classic lines from the.
well, I don't sound anything like Scatman Crothers.
I liked your take on Jazz though. It reminded me of Fall of Cybertron.
Yeah, that's what I was going for actually.
Well, okay.
It has a little Scatman in it, but
yeah, like it has like his way of speaking, but it's like definitely your own voice. It's not like you're just doing an impression.
yeah.
So who else have you voiced? Do you remember the list of characters you voiced?
Well, Hawkeye is basically my voice. I got lazy. And Black Panther is me doing a Swahili accent. And again, I need like I need the words in front of me so I can like kind of put the accent together in my head.
That makes sense.
Yeah, like I do the accent in spurts. It's not like I can talk naturally like that.
Okay.
And who else did I do? I did I did the Technobots.
Mm-hmm.
And Fellbat, that was basically me screaming, doing a little like Michael Bell swoop, but with my voice.
Was he the one that was like, "Come by"?
Yes, yes. Here, use me.
Yeah, that was awesome. Oh man, that was great. All right, so I think that was everybody because it was Jazz, the Technobots, Computron, Fellbat. Yeah, so I think that was everybody. No, that was great. Let's see. I'm trying to.
There's a line that got cut out where I said Galvatron in Jazz's voice, so I'll do that one. Like Jazz is kind of it's a fine line I have to walk because like if I go too far one way, it might be insulting.
Oh no!
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. You don't want it to become like stereotypical sounding.
Yes. So one of the let me see. Oh, please tell me you have a plan.
There you go. I do.
See?
But I'm not going to tell you what it is, so just shut up and follow my orders. So yeah, that's awesome, man. So there's a couple other questions. I don't want to get like too far behind in the chat. Bob was asking, wasn't your brother Michael in Legacy? Yeah, he was Ratchet, Lockdown, and probably a couple others. I know he had a few characters that he voiced in there. And crossover. Speaking of Legacy, asking if he's going to see it continue, which it will. That's what's coming up next. Now that we're done with Combiner Wars. And then there were a couple of requests I saw that were like really good. Oh, Bob wanted Stuart to do a Megatron voice.
Oh, I want to hear that.
Stuart's still here?
Did we lose Stuart?
Oh no!
This
is what we feared.
Stuart, come back!
No!
Breakstream took him while we weren't looking. Breakstream just snuck in, was like, "I'm taking this guy." All right.
I'm distracted with the nice fans complimenting you. I'm gonna take it all away.
Maybe he got like a phone call or something. We'll give him a second. Maybe he'll come back. In the meantime, there was a compliment here for you, Deanna. Alex said you are a fantastic singer. You are great.
Yes. I like started gushing. I commented in the chat
Okay.
I didn't want to interrupt, but thank you so much, Alex. He's clearly been watching some of my singing videos I do on my channel. That is something actually really interesting. I think I could note while we're waiting for Stuart.
Okay.
I'm one of the voice actors who works for like you and Swag who doesn't really do a lot of Transformers and Marvel related stuff on my channel, which is interesting.
I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at you, Deanna.
No, I just read the comment too. Stuart rested. Damn you, break stream. That's why I stopped.
That was great.
Bob, you're funny.
It's either that or he went to grab some water.
Water. Yes. Orbital was filling us in on all the inside jokes from the stream. I'm very intrigued.
I told you.
For any GT Live fans out there who know like how they have sprinkler time and all inside jokes, now I get to be a part of an inside joke. I also just tweeted that we're live.
I forgot about the pizza bagels. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, I don't know what happened to Stuart. I mean, he's still in the call, but like I said, he got a distraction or something. So we'll just have to carry on without him for the time being. Okay, so let's see. Tailgate, what's up, buddy? Can you tell them what I call our Transformers and also all hail Breakstream? Oh, yeah, the Shadow Fighter has like nicknames, like she calls Ultra Magnus Maggie Moo. Yeah, there's all sorts of...
I was wondering what that was. that got posted in chat earlier. I'm like, Maggie Moo? Is that a reference I'm not getting? It's funny.
I would call him a later dealer. Because he can't deal with that now.
Oh, God. Tailgate 009 wants to know how we're doing today. I'm doing well. How are you doing, Tailgate?
I'm fine. How are you? Yeah, no, doing great. I'm happy that Combiner Wars is finally out. It's in the wild.
Yeah, I was like really happy to see it up.
Oh, to Alex K9, you asked if I'm going to be uploading anything new to my channel soon. I believe I will be having something up in September. It's a collab I'm doing with my friend Jake. If you watch a lot of stuff on my channel, I do a lot of stuff with my friend Jake. Unfortunately, I don't have as much time to upload as much anymore because I'm in college and I have internship stuff that I have to do. But I am pretty active on my social media, and I think Orbital linked my Instagram below if you want to check that out. And I still do voice acting as much as I can. So yeah, hopefully something will be going up soon. Thank you for asking.
Awesome. Let's see. Thundercat says he'll have to crush Breakstream himself. Let's see. Bucky has a question for everyone. Insecticons in Prime Legacy. Epic idea or bad one?
Honestly, I'm not against adding any of the different types of characters because I think it'd just be something really cool for the plot.
Yeah, as long as it's integrated well, I'd be fine with it.
Yeah, it just can't be like, what's that? And then just Insecticons fall from the ceiling.
Yeah.
Like, that would be silly.
I kind of liked how they were in the Fall of Cybertron game, where they were kind of a result of Shockwave's experimentations. And they could like swarm. That was something I liked in G1, how they could like clone themselves and swarm places. That was always pretty cool. So yeah, for the most part, I'd say we're in favor of Prime Legacy Insecticons.
I hate bugs. No.
Yeah, I hate bugs too. Severe arachnophobia on my part.
There will be no bugs.
They killed off Stuart in the chat.
Yeah, Stuart is dead, just like Bumblebee. Oh no!
Man.
We went there.
Vicious. Right. There's savage in there, man.
All right, Shadow Fighter.
William asks, do we watch Imgo review of Transformers, of his Transformers stuff? Actually, I watch Imgo like almost all of his stuff. Not only do I watch his Transformers stuff, I watch his Kamen Rider stuff because I'm a huge Kamen Rider fan. So I watch all of it, like all of Imgo's stuff. Do you guys watch him go at all? Any, or for that matter, do you guys watch any like Transformer reviews, like figure reviews?
I don't actually. That kind of was what I was talking about earlier before Bob was really funny. I don't really do a lot of that stuff on my own. I kind of just voice for the characters and I learn about them and then watch the series because of them. Like it's because that I started voice acting that I got into Marvel and Transformer stuff. And I just binge watched Transformers Prime after I found out that I was going to be voicing RC. And when I found out that I was going to voice all these Marvel characters, I just went and watched their movies. And that's how like I started to get into it. But yeah, no, I don't really do a lot of that stuff on the regular. I'm more into like game theory and Markiplier, and Nathan Sharp, who's a singer on here. Okay. They're my go-to stuff that I watch on YouTube.
Okay. Let's see. Press X to Jason. Jason. Deanna said, or Shadow Fighter says, Deanna, I call Megatron Smegs.
That's cute.
Ew.
What's up, Ryanimus? Bucky says, I watch the Imgo.
The freaking geek himself.
I watch the Imgo, yes. Tailgate says he watches Imgo, Pia, Thew. Oh yeah, Thew is great. Thew's hilarious. A little salty that Wonder Man died, but that's part of his personality, is dying.
Right.
So let's see. There was a question. Did everyone see the new clip of Transformers Cyberverse? And if so, what did you think?
I have not seen it yet.
I haven't seen it either.
You guys.
Oh, phew, I'm not alone, thank God.
Is that like the new Transformers animated show coming?
Yeah, it's the new one continuing on after Robots in Disguise, and it has like a very similar animation style where it's that blend of like CG and like cell shaded.
Ryanimus is not giving me good reviews about it. They said that they hate it.
I'm not a big fan.
Robots in Disguise lost me.
It lost me as well.
I don't think Cyberverse is going to get me back.
What platform was it on?
Robots in Disguise, I believe, was on Cartoon Network.
See, that's why I don't have cable. So that also might be a slight hindrance in me watching some of this stuff.
Oh yeah, like at 5:30 in the morning, right?
Yeah, something like that. Oh, hey Keith Hanna, thank you for the like. I appreciate that. Everybody appreciates it. What do you guys think of the Power of the Prime toy line, the recent Transformer figures?
I like them. I was really happy to complete my my Abominus.
Oh yeah. It's weird that there are combiners in these lines, in these like, post Combiner War lines, because I still, when I look at Abominus, for instance, I think of him as Combiner Wars Abominus, even though he's technically Power of the Primes or whatever he came out of.
I'm okay with them accumulating the gimmicks as they go, and then keeping them.
Oh yeah,
that's fine.
Well, see, that's what I always argued back when, like, during the Unicron trilogy and some of the Transformers Prime toy lines that were really heavy on the gimmicks. And I always argued that the gimmick of a Transformer should be that it transforms, that it's like two toys in one, like that should be it. And I kind of like how they've gone back to that. They're like, look, we're just going to make these, especially these newer lines, like the War for Cybertron figures and stuff. I've noticed that the weapons are just big sci-fi looking laser guns. They're not big gimmicky spring-loaded weapons or anything. And it looks like they're just saying, hey, we're just going to make this a really cool looking robot with a really cool looking alt mode, and here you go. And for me, I'm eating it up.
So am I.
That's actually a question I have for you too, because I don't really collect a lot of figures. Do you like figures that have a lot of like removable parts and like removable weapons, or do you want stuff that's more connected to the figure? Because I know my brother's always losing the little weapons that come with them, and it makes him so frustrated when it keeps happening. So I'm curious, which do you like better?
I prefer to have. I don't mind having accessories and stuff that can integrate into the character and into the figure. Like if like the gun gets tucked away under the car, becomes the tailpipe or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
I
like when they do clever stuff like that.
I definitely prefer separate weapons. I guess just because it's more classic to me. Like I don't mind where the weapon comes from necessarily. I mean, I do like if it's cleverly integrated, like RD was just saying. But at the same time, I'm perfectly fine if it's just some like I was just mentioning with the War for Cybertron toy line, how it looks like they're just big sci-fi laser guns. I'm perfectly fine with that. What I don't like is when they are a part of the figure because more times than not, it's gonna mess up the figure somehow, like the articulation, the proportions, something.
Yes.
Ah, okay, interesting.
I get what you're saying, Deanna. How you could lose the parts, like you said your brother's like losing the weapons or something. I've even misplaced some weapons or some accessories, so I get that. But at the end of the day, it's still what I prefer.
Yeah. And Bob is saying like Megatron's cannon.
Yeah,
I think that's in regards to like it up messing with the figure's proportions.
yeah. Like even though it attaches to his arm as if it were a part of him, I still want it to detach so that it doesn't screw with the proportions or the articulation or anything like that.
Or even its customizability in a way, because that means you kind of always have to have that on him.
Yeah, yeah, because he didn't always have it. If you watch the cartoon, there were times it wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
Might have been an animation error, but whatever.
That doesn't need the gun in this scene. It's fine.
But there was an awesome scene where he dropped it and Braun picked it up.
Yeah, yeah. Wasn't there a scene when he was getting carried away or whatever because he was injured, and I think what a Soundwave's
Rumble was carrying
yeah,
it.
it was carrying it. There you go.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Thundercat has a really good question. I like this question a lot. How do you guys create the voices you portray? Do you find inspiration or do you make it on your own or both?
I love that. Okay, can I go first for this?
Yeah, yeah, go.
Yes.
Okay. I do what I like to call imitation voice acting. And basically, when Orbital messages me saying, hey, you interested in this character? And I say, yeah, what would you like this character to sound like? And a lot of times he'll either send me a video or I'll do some research on the character and I watch multiple actresses because I'm playing girls, and I try to see what they sound like. And I've always been very good at being able to mimic the tone in which somebody says things, even though it's my actual voice. And I've always been good at accents, so that helps a lot. And then I basically listen to the clips over and over and I try to replicate the cadences, and then I just do the voice. It's actually a lot harder when Orbital says, hey, just do whatever you want, because I'm like, okay, now what do I do? So I kind of do a few little tests and stuff. And when I first started voice acting for them, I would send multiple versions of each line. So I don't really do that as much anymore, I've noticed. I kind of just send a one take and I say, if you want me to change anything, let me know. But if it's an original voice, I kind of just look at the character and how they look, who they're interacting with, and their backstory to kind of try to think of a voice. So if it's a female that's more of a robust character with a darker background, she'll have a lower voice with a gruffer personality. But if it's a character that has a better background or like grew up with a lot of friends and a nice family, I try to make them more sweet natured.
That's a really cool. I wasn't expecting so like in depth because I mean I didn't think when I tell you you said it's more difficult when I'm like just do whatever. I always thought it was like the opposite. I figured that made it easier. So
do you notice whenever you say that I always ask you questions like, well, do you want this? Did you want this? I like when someone tells me what they want from it, and then I'll put my own spin on it. Just because it's easier to kind of have a set of guidelines, because I feel like with a lot of female characters, you guys can agree or disagree on this, a lot of female characters don't really get the spotlight or get that kind of the center that a lot of other characters get, so their voice is all very similar, whereas a lot of male characters tend to have a gruffer voice, or they'll have a funny accent, or they're jokesters. So a lot of my voices end up sounding the same, and I'm like, gosh, I want to do something a little different for this. And so a lot of times I'll make my voice higher or high-pitched, or I'll make it squeaky or add an accent. The most fun for me to voice was probably Nebula in the Guardians of the Galaxy stop motion, because I got to actually like make my voice all raspy when I was arguing. And like that was so much fun.
You know what was crazy about that one in particular too is I remember you asking, you were like, I'm not too familiar with the character, what do you want her to sound like? And I was like, well, you know, she's kind of raspy and she is very resentful of Gamora. And I think that was really like all I told you. And
that helped a lot.
But the thing is with that, with just those like two descriptors, you came back with a near perfect impression of the voice from the movie. I mean, it was weird how much you sounded like her in the movie. It was crazy.
Thank you. So I tried. Well, I finally watched Guardians of the Galaxy after I did that. I had never gotten a chance to see it.
Oh yeah.
So I had never watched it. I was going off of your description, and I was going off of a few clips I managed to find online.
Oh wow.
And that's what I used for Nebula. I'm so happy, and I saw the comment. Gosh, I love Nebula's voice, and I'm just like, thank you so much. All right, I'm taking too much of the chat. What about you guys? What about like helps you come up with your voices for your characters? Because Orbital, you voice like you have the biggest range of voices that I think I've ever heard of. Like you sound
telling me.
I don't know what you're talking about. No, I for me it started out kind of like what I was saying with the whole like origin story of getting into voice acting was I just like watching cartoons and playing with action figures. Like I grew up watching Ninja Turtles, the 90s X-Men cartoon, the 90s Batman cartoon, and there were a few other like random cartoons in there, and they all had action figure lines. And so I would save up my allowance and I would go get a couple of figures from, you know, Beast Wars or Transformers, Ninja Turtles, whatever it was. And I would try to always do the voice. So if I was sitting there playing with the figure, I would try to do the voice. So I was like a little kid playing with Michelangelo, like, whoa, dude, you know, like just messing around. Yeah, or like Mosminator has plans, you know, and like messing around doing whatever. And from there, because for a while I got like really hooked on just doing impressions. And for a while I thought that that's what it was to do voice acting. It was like, oh, I can sound like this other guy that does a voice, so that means I can do the voice. And then I learned that that's like not really the good idea to have. Listen to that beautiful English. That was beautiful. But that it was not the best approach to go into voice acting thinking that it was all about doing impressions. That was not the best approach. It was actually kind of the wrong approach. And what the voices that you end up hearing from all your favorite actors or favorite characters that have these voices came from the actors just coming up with something crazy. You know, they would either get a description of the character. In some cases they might get a picture of the character, and they would just, you know, come up with something in their head and create this iconic voice. And so rather than me trying to not that, and I don't mean to say that I don't still have a ton of fun doing impressions, but as far as to answer the question of, you know, how to come up with the voices and stuff, was I tell myself, don't do an impression. Let's think of how this character might act and think and feel and stuff like that. And then the voice kind of comes from there. So I'm trying to think of a character that I got to come up with an original voice for, because a lot of times I get asked to voice characters that already have an iconic voice. And so of course I'm going to do an impression, but like,
same with me.
Yeah, but like when I get to come up with something, it's a lot of fun to, you know, when a character doesn't have an iconic voice and you get to think like, ooh, what might he sound like? Like maybe he's all twisted and vile like this. You know, I don't know. It's like, you know, it's just, it's fun. So, but
it's almost Cobra Commander-ish.
Yeah, right? Next thing I'm going to be calling for a retreat. So... Hey, Stuart resurrected himself, but in the chat.
Yeah, he's in the chat now.
Clear.
Somebody send that man a phoenix down. All right, so let's see. I've got so many questions that we've passed. RD, did you want to say where you have pulled your voices from?
Unlike you, I just do impressions.
So you're more like me, where you imitate the voice.
Well, no, I try to do an approximation. So I'll do a little bit of research and I'll try to get an approximation. it was really tough getting the Black Panther accent because nobody there's no direct line to getting to somebody instructing you how to do the accent. So I had to like find uh, somebody like that speaks Swahili, but that was speaking in English. And
Oh.
I ended up finding a girl who was like basically making fun of Americans.
And you use that?
Yeah, I used that as as an instruction on like where the inflections would be and like you know what the different sounds would be.
Oh, it's so cool.
And then let me see for Master Splinter. I forgot to tell you I did Master Splinter back then. I wanted to remind Orbital in case they do another Ninja Turtles episode.
There you
Hint, hint, nudge,
go.
nudge, wink, wink.
But I actually looked at the scene in the first Ninja Turtles movie where Splinter is telling the kid you know like his origin story, and it's like probably the most touching scene in the movie when he frees Splinter and stuff. And I basically did an impression of that scene, and when I auditioned, and that's how I ended up getting the role.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I'm glad that you remember that because that's the thing is working with you guys for as long as we've been working together. There's
Hmm.
so many roles that you have that sometimes it's like hard to keep up and remember. Oh, who did what?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm always going back and rewatching the videos when you ask me to reprise roles. I'm like, oh God, what voice did I do for that?
Right. In fact, one of the guys, he just got online, so I might be able to get him in the stream here.
Oh,
What
cool.
one of the other cast members, Otto Von Doom, he did Galvatron for during the Combined Wars finale, and
Nice.
I had previously been voicing Galvatron, but it was too much for me to keep up with, and it's like my own character list. So I had to start giving parts away. I couldn't do them all. Um, there was a good question here, though. I wanted to get to real quick before we got too far off. Bob asked, "What type of voice do you guys feel like is your best?"
I can't go first on this one. I gotta think about this.
Uh, I mean, I kind of know just because it's like almost no brainer. It's the deep raspy, the Optimus Prime or the deep raspy. What was that Cobra Commander? Although that might not be as deep, but it's raspy. Whatever, it's raspy. That's like my speciality is like especially evil characters. As much as I love to voice Optimus and stuff, it's so much fun voicing villains, and especially if I get to do some sort of raspy evil, like what was that Scarecrow from Batman Arkham Knight? He's like, "How many more bones will you crush?" Like stuff like that is so much fun. So I would say that's my best.
Uh, yeah, I can't just pull voices out of thin air on the fly. Sorry.
I I think I might know.
Go
Mine,
ahead.
I think, is the. I'll give you some more time, RD.
Yes.
I think for mine, it has to be the more nurturing and like I don't want to say guide, but the person who kind of you go to for information. I'm just the person. It's a very calm, put together voice, and I'm nurturing, and it's kind of just me being my actual voice. So, like when I was playing Gamora, I kind of gave her a very familial tone to her when like she's trying to get Nebula to be to come back to her, and she's like, I can't stop. I don't want to hurt you, Nebula. Please. I think that I can't describe how that's supposed to sound, but like it's that tone I think best suits my voice because I'm able to put so much real passion into it because that's actually how I am when I'm very passionate about something. So it's not necessarily me trying to put on a voice, it's just me being me, and that's why it works. Other than that, it's just me doing a fun British accent. I love being able to do British accents, just being able to pull it out of nowhere.
Oh yeah,
I want to do
Mm,
more accents, please.
accents are
nice.
fun.
Yeah. So definitely the
Uh,
relaxing, soothing voice or British.
Okay, and when I'm not using my natural voice, I dig doing the New York thing, the New York, New Jersey kind of accent.
Or New York.
Yeah, you know,
Oh yeah.
when I get to talk like a tough guy.
It's hard for me not to slip into that when I'm doing the Rocket voice, Rocket
Oh my
Raccoon.
God.
It's hard not to
Yeah.
slip into that. Oh, Shadow Fighter is British, Deanna.
Oh no, how did I do?
How embarrassing!
I actually, fun fact, when you asked me to do Basilia Shawn, and I found out she was British, I actually asked a friend of mine who lives in England, and I said, I want you to judge my accent, because a lot of people think it's like, oh, we're going to talk like this, like it's like really offensive, like Cockney accent, which I had to do when I was in a musical, but he kind of taught me how to do a more toned down version. Thank you, Shadow Fighter. She said, I'm proud of me. Thank you. But he taught me how to do it on a realistic scale, and how not all the vowels, like the A sounds, they're not like hello, like it's not like that. It's just
Yeah, like the Cockney, like hello, governor.
hello, governor, which is
The
like,
really
okay.
bad.
And
See, that's
there are so many British accents, like I don't have an ear for them.
yeah. Like
Oh,
for
really?
depending on like what region they're from, yeah,
Yeah.
it can sound pretty different.
And between like Welsh and other areas as well. The
Yep.
one accent I can't do is Irish and Scottish. They blend together so bad, so I don't even bother trying because I'm so scared of offending somebody.
I used to have well, I mean, I still have the friend in Ireland, but I used to talk to him a lot more than I do now. And when I talk to him like almost all the time, because you know it was like legit Irish accent, I got it in my head and could actually pull it off because it is very similar, but there are definite differences to the Scottish accent.
Mhm.
And I was able to pull it off for a while, but it's been so long, it's kind of like out of my head. I think I've lost it now. I would probably just end up sounding
Mhm.
Scottish.
Yeah, the rolling R is like the big difference for me.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. This is a good question right here. Do you guys use a certain app to change your voices?
I don't do most of my editing on the voices. I record. Well, here's a fun fact. I actually record most of my lines through my iPhone in voice memos with a good microphone, and then I just send the raw footage to Orbital, and they'll add effects on my voice. Like you guys haven't done a lot of effects for me. Like it's mostly just been my natural voice. I think the only times you guys have ever put effects on me would be when I voiced Hella and you added that echo effect, which I loved, by the way. So much fun to hear that. And I think when I did a stop motion with Cool Alright and I voiced Victorion for him, Pyromagna and Victorion, and in order to differentiate my two voices, he just slightly lowered the pitch and added a metallic sound in the background. So I actually don't edit the effects on my voice. I send the raw footage to Orbital and they decide what they want to do with it or what effects they want to add. Oh, and in one of the Star Wars stop motions, I was filling in for somebody who was sick, and I don't remember the character off the top of my head, but um they had like this weird head, and you had me just do one line for them, and you lowered my voice all the way down. I didn't even recognize it as me.
Anybody want a peanut?
was so good.
Are you talking about in the Star Wars one?
Yes, I think yeah.
Yeah, because
He had, like,
you
a
were
fish head or something.
yeah, you were like an alien character. I mean, it was like, you know, Star Wars has like some really weird looking aliens.
Yeah.
And to me, the weirder the looking alien, the weirder its voice should be because it wouldn't have normal vocal cords like us at that point. Which is why I always liked adding robot effects to Transformers because they wouldn't have normal vocal cords like us.
No.
But yeah, it was one of the I don't remember who, but it was one of the aliens from Star Wars that had, like you said, had like some weird neck or head or whatever. And I messed with your voice so much. I can't believe you didn't you didn't recognize.
I didn't recognize it because my first thought was, oh, maybe the voice actor was able to get back to you. It's not me. But then I listened to it again and I went, I think that's me. And I wasn't sure. I was like, this does not sound like me because I was filling in, so I wasn't expecting anything crazy. But then I heard the voice. I'm like, oh, the original voice actors just came in. That's fine.
Is Stuart back?
And it wasn't until later.
Stuart, is that you?
Stuart?
Can you hear me?
Oh,
Yay!
Yeah.
Doctor Strange. has returned to us.
Still function.
Yes.
What happened?
And the Megatron impression. Getting two birds
Boom.
stoned at once.
Yes.
All right.
Hat trick.
Oh, Bob
Man.
has a request. He says one day make my voice really, really super deep.
It
Are
shall.
you saying your voice is deep already, Bob?
It shall be done, Bob. Oh, you know what? One day, Bob, I'll cast her as Optimus Prime.
Oh God. Autobots roll out.
Well, now that we got Stuart back in here, I could also get Otto Von Doom, who voiced Galvatron. I could get him in here as well. Let's add to the cast list here.
Yes, please.
Get your butt in here.
Please. All right. It's
I'm
ringing.
Miss Dortmund, I've come to bargain.
All right.
Oh,
Oh, yep.
Smello.
hello.
Decepticons, transform and rise up.
Damn.
I actually just jumped.
He hit the ground
Oh my
running.
God.
Right? That's an entrance,
That's an introduction.
man.
All right. So, welcome, Otto Von Doom. Everyone, welcome, Otto. He voiced Galvatron. Let me see if I can put a picture up on the screen here and make it look all fancy. But yeah, he voiced Galvatron in the finale of Combino Wars.
Hello.
Awesome. I'm sorry I threw a sword through you.
Yeah, I was about to say, watch the pig be just Galvatron with a sword shoved through his torso. Oh my gosh. I was just like, wait, is this actually happening? When I read the script.
That's me when any of my characters die in a stop motion. Like, oh man.
Just for that, that's what I'm totally gonna make the screenshot.
Oh no.
You asked for it.
Yeah, I mean, how can I not? Either that, or it won't even be a picture of Galvatron. It'll just be that puff of dust behind the building when Predaking squishes him.
Brutal.
I'm sorry, I was
Jeez.
laughing over you guys earlier, but Bob, my God, you're hilarious. It just says OB just takes a sick day and swag cast Deanna.
And that's how
that would be amazing.
that's how it would happen too.
God. So Deanna has no life. She can fill in.
I would take a day off, and Swag would be like, we can't wait, gotta get this video up. And he would just have, Deanna, I need you to voice Optimus.
Da, 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 da.
Oh my God. Oh, since we have a newcomer, Shadow Fighter has a request for us. This Orbital Bacon, this is actually for all of you. Which one of you can do the best British evil voice? And then they have a line for us to read. And the line is, it says, Adam Trump's coming to get you. Does anyone want to try that?
Let me try. Adam Trump's coming to get you. That was
I like
horrible.
that.
I know.
No,
That was
I liked it.
horrible. Thank you. It's
Okay,
like
I'll try it.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. Adam Trump's coming to get you.
I'm sorry. That sounds like extremely seductive.
That was downright sultry.
Oh my god.
All right,
Who's on next?
I'll give it
Next.
a go. Adam Trump is coming to get you.
Alright, that was okay, no one else fired. That was it.
Nice.
Oh man.
All right,
Alright, who hasn't gone yet?
I got the screenshot.
He just killed it. All right. Adam, Trump is coming to get you.
That sounded like you were his parent, you know, like wash up or Trump's coming to get you. Clean behind your ears. Clean behind your ears or Trump will get you.
Eat your vegetables and you won't grow big and strong.
Yes. You know what happens to little boys who don't eat their vegetables? Trump gets them. They are gotten by Trump.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Oh, that is hilarious.
Yes, Shadow. I'm dying of laughter.
I have killed Shadow.
I told Orbital before this started, I was just chat giggles.
There you go, Otto. I got you a screenshot in the chat there.
Oh,
I
boy.
got you taken care of there.
Gotcha.
Yep. I thought so.
There it is.
Traitors!
The whole stream talk like you have that through your stomach. Just oh god, just bleeding out.
He died as he lived, pointlessly.
Oh man. How could you say that to me?
Hey, Battleframe, what's up, buddy?
This Shadow needs a trach.
Oh god.
Oh jeez.
Okay, so Thundercat asks if we've ever voiced someone with an entirely different voice pitch than our own.
Well,
Gotta think about that.
I haven't done it necessarily officially yet. Like, I can do pitches that aren't mine, like Fat Boo. Oh, pudding is for Boo!
I remember I did a video on Boo on my channel. I am not proud of it.
So, but I don't know that I've necessarily. I mean, the closest thing would be like the scroll from the Thanos prelude, where he's like, "Please have mercy." You know, it was all like. But
right.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think I have either. Like I was saying before, most of the when I imitate a famous voice actress's voice, a lot of them are all in like the same pitch and cadence. I'm never really straining to go really high or really low. I will say for Black Widow, I intentionally lowered my voice a lot, so that way I would sound a little bit more sultry like Scarlett Johansson. And I think that was probably and ironically that was the first one I ever did, so that was a little bit difficult because I was kind of talking down here, like you said, is my sultry voice, and that was the only time I had to make a conscious effort. The only other character I would say I haven't voiced officially was when I do like a Harley Quinn or a fairy, like just a non-con fairy, and the voices kind of sound like this in a really high pitch. That's probably the only time I've ever had to go out of my comfort range.
Oh my gosh, that was so animu.
So animal.
That was so animal.
I often do accidental voices. Like when I'm doing the podcast, I do like a play-by-play of the script, and sometimes I'll voice like a character like Zozo, like maybe they're ghosts. And, like it just they just come out of nowhere sometimes.
I like the what'd you do with the Computron? It was like error. Like he was like freaking out.
Oh yeah, that was I said error in 3 different pitches.
Yeah.
And kind of overlapped it and stuff. I tried different stuff.
Wow.
But I used an effect to pitch up Strafe's voice, because I felt like he sounded too much like like the other like Scattershot.
Oh, okay.
So I wanted to differentiate him a little bit. I mean, I only slightly pitched him up.
I didn't notice that much. Like I noticed he sounded higher than the other as far as the pitch goes. But I didn't.
Yeah, he sounded higher than I'm capable of.
Yeah. So that's the part I didn't realize, was that it wasn't what you were capable of, that you had done it in the thing. So that was good. That was good. So I went ahead and added your link, Otto, for anyone listening in the chat. Otto joined us recently. He's the voice of Galvatron, and I put his link in the description if anybody wants to check out his channel.
Cool.
Yay! Yay! And there was much rejoicing.
And there was much rejoicing.
Yay.
Battleframe says your regular pitch fluctuates regularly. I don't know who he's talking to, but I'm sure mine does.
Yeah, so does mine sometimes.
Yeah,
Right.
just because I'm so used to jumping from voice to voice, like, sometimes we'll be talking normal and serious in my normal serious voice like this, but then I'll get all excited and be like, "Whoa, what's up, guys?"
Yeah, like
Whoa!
yeah, like it's gotten to the point where I can just drop into like my Megatron voice at the drop of a hat. Like I can just be talking, "Hey guys, how you doing?" And everybody's like, "Ah!" Like, jump.
Excuse me, I have to change my pants.
What's this?
Yeah, exactly.
I've already jumped so many times throughout the stream, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Like I remember in my sorry about that. Sorry about that, Diana.
You're fine.
But I'm like, I remember I had to make a speech in my comm class, and I was talking in front of the entire class, and I had this moment where I specifically said that I would change into my Megatron voice.
Yes.
And I'm just like, and then so when I grow up, I want to be a voice actor. And then everybody's just like, oh, like their eyes just like started bolting out of their faces, and I'm like, mission accomplished.
Yes.
Nice.
When I was
Follow
younger,
your
I used to
dreams.
trick people into thinking I was from a different region by doing accents if I didn't know them. I would just mess with them and pretend that I was from somewhere else. And what's really sad is I was on this choir concert, like in elementary school, and I put on a British accent, and for the entire 2 days that we were rehearsing for the concert, she thought I was from Britain. Like I don't know why I did that, but at the end of the concert, I just started talking normally, and she's like, "Why are you putting on an American accent?" And I'm like, "About that." And I just forget it for no reason. Young Deanna was just like, "I'm gonna mess with you."
That's great.
It's either that or Lilo and Stitch. When people I always did a Stitch impression, and I'd be like, "Oh, Hannah Bloom's family," and they would just look at me like, "How did you do that?"
Oh man, that is amazing.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Accents are just fun.
Accents are always fun to do.
They
Right.
are.
That was something I used to do on Xbox Live. If I was in there with just a bunch of random strangers, the first time I would even open my mouth, I would do some sort of accent and try to hold it the whole time and have people actually think. And I think at one point I was able to do a British accent so well that there was another player who was actually from England in the game. Like I was playing Halo or whatever, so that people from all over the world playing, and they were asking me like where I was from, and that's where I had to drop the lie because I had no idea places in Britain.
Westminster.
I was like, I'm from Britain. So I had to. I'm from England.
I'm from the land of Middle Zealand.
Yeah. So I had to give it up. I had to give it up at that point. No, that's awesome, man. We're missing some good stuff in the chat here. Apparently, Deanna, you sound just like. Well, I say apparently. It's not. I mean, you do. I just didn't realize it until I read Thundercat's thing here. You sound like Kale from Dragon Ball Super.
Oh, she does.
Yeah.
I don't know the character. Was that when I was doing the really high pitched voice?
She's basically like a. Oh, sorry, Obi. If you want.
No, go ahead. Take it, Otto.
Like she's basically a female. Like normally she's all shy and introverted, and then when you really tick her off, she essentially turns into a female Broly.
Ah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, cool.
That's the basics of Kale right there.
If there isn't already, I hope that they do figure arts, SH figure arts of Kale, and because Swagwave and I are doing some more Dragon Ball stop motions. In fact, if you guys have seen some of my recent streams, you already know that the next video we got coming up is Dragon Ball.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Nice.
Ooh.
I don't know if Jellyfish is still in here. He was in the chat a minute ago. He's voicing Frieza and Cell.
Oh, cool.
In fact,
Dang.
I think I'm gonna need some voice actors for that. I might have to put out like some sort of casting call because originally I thought the only characters that were gonna be in this video were Goku, Vegeta, Cell, and Frieza. And I was gonna do Vegeta, Jellyfish was gonna do Cell and Frieza, and we had a guy. If any of you are familiar with Prince Vegeta on YouTube, he had actually been voicing Goku for us. But
oh, the irony!
Right. But the thing was, is when we brought him in, it was, I don't even think his channel was called Prince Vegeta at the time. I think he was still JB Coleman or something like that. I can't remember what he called his channel, but it was just kind of like a voice acting channel, and he did a bunch of Dragon Ball voice dubs, but he did a bunch of the characters, and so we actually had him voicing Goku and Gohan, and I think like Krillin or something like that. And but since then, because it was like a year or two ago when we did the last Dragon Ball. Well, not that long. It was like a year ago that we did the last Dragon Ball. His channel has blown up. He has turned it into the Prince Vegeta channel and has really made that like a trademark of his. Like that's like he does a lot of reactions as Vegeta and stuff like that. And so he's like blown up so much that I don't even know if he's even going to have time to come back and do voices for us. So
no.
Yeah, so I might need a whole new list of characters, as like because he did Goku, Gohan, he did a couple of characters for us. So I know Jellyfish will be able to handle some of those. I'll try to do some, but yeah, I might need to bring in some new actor. Yeah, JBZ. Thank you, Jellyfish. That's what he used to go by. It was JBZ, but now he goes by Prince Vegeta. And yeah, he used to do stuff in like the abridged Transformers Robots in Disguise, the old Robots in Disguise, the car robots. He was Scourge and that. Yeah, he does a lot of good stuff.
Dang.
Yeah. So hopefully, I mean, if we can get him back, awesome. But if not, I might have to find something.
OB, I had a question for you actually.
Yeah, what's up?
Do you plan on incorporating like the Dragon Ball Superstars figures into your stop motions, or are you just gonna stick to the are you just gonna stick to the SH figure arts?
That's a really good question, because right now it up till now, I should say, it has been all the figure arts, because the Superstars or Dragon Stars or whatever are like a newer line. But I do know that Swagwave has already got some of them. I don't want to reveal who, because it's like, I guess, spoiler territory. But he has acquired some. Some of them have been acquired specifically to be used as customs. Whether it's like the base for a custom figure or just parts of it or whatever. But he does have some of the Star toy line, and there will be characters from the more recent episodes of Super showing up. I know we've kind of been behind because like the last stop motion we did was Goku Black versus Beerus, and I think at the time they had already merged into the merged Zamasu.
Merged Zamasu.
Yeah. So we really need to catch up, and even this video that we're currently working on is still technically behind, because it does not feature, unless I forgot about it in the script, but as far as I know, it doesn't feature like Ultra Instinct or anything like that. I think the highest level that anybody goes would be Vegeta's Evolution. So so I'm not sure how far behind we still are at the end of this one, but like I said, I do know that he has some recent figures. We want to get caught up with the characters that have been featured in the show recently and do more Dragon Ball stop motions. Like that's what we're really going to start focusing on now that we've wrapped up Combiner Wars, and we will very soon be wrapping up Legacy. Is we want to start focusing on some more Dragon Ball, some Ninja Turtles, and then of course we'll be resuming the Marvel stuff with Infinity War.
Oh boy.
I'm so excited for Infinity War.
Right.
I need to watch it before I watch any other stuff, because I've already got stuff spoiled for me.
I don't feel so good.
No, don't! With that.
Sorry.
I love Spider-Man so much.
But like OB, if there's any more characters who need to like keep up your plate, I'll gladly take the scraps.
Oh yeah, definitely. I've been wanting to bring some new cast members. That's what I actually did. If you guys noticed, in the credits at the end of Combiner Wars, there was like a lot of people. Like of course there were some returning, like the guys I have here. RD, Stewart, Deanna's returning, of course. Otto, you were new.
Yes.
I brought in Crosshair's production has worked with us before, but not very frequently, so I was glad to have him back. as well as a lot of people from his Broken Mirror universe. If you guys are familiar with Transformers Broken Mirror or Ascension, which is the current thing that he's got going on. I brought a lot of cast members from that in, like Larry, Dan, Joe himself, Crosshairs himself. So a lot of those guys were in on this episode of Combiner Wars. So I've been slowly but surely growing the casting pool of Swagwave. But we like to have, like we were talking about earlier, people were asking us those really good questions about where we get the voices from, and like the apps we use and stuff like that. And that's the thing, is we want to have people that bring a good quality to the videos. Even if it's not the top of the line mic or whatever that they're recording on, as long as they have something like really interesting in their voice or in their performance or both, that they bring to the table, then I want them on the team. And that's why, like Otto, like when we were talking in Discord and stuff, and I heard you doing the impressions of like Galvatron and Megatron, I was like, oh, that's really, you were very bombastic. I mean, your intro, anybody who was here when you came in the call here, your intro was like, that was a perfect example of like, yes, want this guy in here. Stuart, people have been mentioning how he sounds like Doctor Strange even just when he's talking, like Thundercat. I think he mentioned that it's like, oh, gotta have him in here, gotta have him on the team. So
can you talk about the Crimson Bands of Sidorak, Doctor Strange?
I love that they had those in the movie. I know we shouldn't spoil stuff for Deanna, but yeah, I know.
Don't spoil it.
I love that they had those.
My earbuds out. It's all gonna get spoiled. Don't worry about it.
All right.
It's not like a major spoiler, simply because it's only if you know what they are. Otherwise, it just looks like another magic spell. But for me, I was like, oh, those are the Crimson Bands of Sidorak. Ah!
Yeah, like, I remember I was in the theater watching with my family, and I was like, oh, it's the Crimson Bands! And my family was like, it looks like wrapping paper.
Yeah, like it looks like ribbons or something. And that was the thing, is I was sitting there saying, oh, he shouldn't be able to break those. And the people were like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, they're the Crimson Bands of Sidorak. That's what gives Juggernaut his powers. He shouldn't be able to break those.
Yeah. It's just one of those awesome fan servicey, if you know the comics moments.
Yeah.
Right.
A lot of people are saying I should get the guy from Dragon Ball Bridged to voice Goku, and I mean that would be awesome.
Masako X.
Yeah, if he's willing to do it. That would be great.
Hey, if he's willing to be on an episode of Nostalgia Critic alongside Little Karibo.
Oh, jeez.
Thanks, Bob, for that beautiful non-spoiler spoiler. It just says, okay, Deanna, blank and blank dies. Thanks, dude.
Bob's the
Honestly,
man.
That's perfect.
Most of them have been spoiled for me as it is. I just don't know when they die and how they die just yet. I know Spider-Man, which is the saddest as far as I've been concerned.
It's the longest also.
Well, Deanna, that was interesting. Well, see, I don't want to go too much into it because it would be spoilers, but that was interesting, Otto, that they kind of drug his out the longest. But
they actually did somewhat, like I think the directors did actually come out and explain why it took Spidey so long to, deteriorate.
Because Tom Holland. They need as much screen time for him as possible.
But no, I mean, they created an actual plausible sounding in-universe explanation, which I'll keep in my head as canon.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did it have something? Did it have something to do with like his spider sense or something?
Yeah, it had something to do with his spider sense, and it's something to do with like his bodily systems were trying to keep him together, even though he was falling apart. Because Spider-Man has a sort of a minor healing factor, but it's he was just trying to keep him together, but it was trying so hard, but in the end, just
that's cool.
Yeah, so it was.
Right.
He had a ton of heroic willpower going towards it.
I always thought it was because of the suit that was made for him that was somehow keeping him together. Like Iron Man's suit kind of holds everything together.
Nope, his willpower stats were maxed out.
It's just his willpower.
willpower stats were maxed out. That's all it was. No, but like,
I really, really want to be here.
Deanna, would you consider it spoilers if we kind of theorize about the future?
Go for it.
Because you were saying like you were like, I know who dies, I just don't know how and when, kind of thing. And one thing that's interesting, if you're familiar, or anybody who is familiar with the Infinity Gauntlet storyline from the comics, is that Thanos does the exact same thing. He snaps his fingers, wipes out half the life in the universe. But the thing about it is because he does it with the power of the gauntlet can also undo that. So if someone, and that's why I'm like, I'm not going to go too much into spoilers. I'm not going to go into detail, but just kind of keep that in your brain, that in the back of your head, that if somebody else were to get a hold of the gauntlet, they may be able to undo what has been done with the gauntlet. And there's a reason. Again, I'm not going to say who, when, and where, all that kind of stuff, because you don't know those things yet. But keep in mind as you're watching the movie who gets killed at the hands of the gauntlet and who gets killed in some other way, because those are the characters I think are going to stay dead, and then the characters killed by the gauntlet are coming back.
Yeah, that would make the most sense, because like if the heroes were to get their hands on the gauntlet, not everybody knows like who lived or died before the big snap. So yeah, that's very logical reasoning right there.
Right. And depending on when they do it, maybe people will have forgotten who died via what. So it ends up being like a surprise as to which characters could come back later on.
Right.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because if you think about it almost as like
Secret Wars.
Right?
Wink, wink.
Think about it almost as like a magic lamp. You know, when you make a wish, sometimes the wish can be like turned on you, like, oh, that's not what I meant. And so, so think about, not that it's going to be that like evil or sinister about it, but if it's like a literal thing, like if somebody, whoever put it on, goes when they snap their fingers or close their fist, whatever they do to activate the gauntlet, if they're thinking to themselves at that moment, I want to undo what Thanos did with this gauntlet, then it's not going to bring back the characters who were died pre-gauntlet, you know what I mean? Who were died, who were killed pre-gauntlet. Man, I am so good at English today. But yes. who were killed pre-gauntlet. So that's just my theory. Like I said, it's not really like spoilers, it's like a theory, and it's mostly based on like what happens in the comics anyway. So I mean they could easily go off of what the comics did. And in fact, well, that actually I'm not going to say it because that would be a spoiler. But Deanna, at the end, watch for like little details about the gauntlet, you know, like how it's used and stuff like that, to see if this theory even holds any weight. Maybe we could do like a follow-up stream, have like an Infinity War theory stream.
I'd love to be on that one too.
Yeah, no, like get all of you guys back, yeah.
And thank you to the chat. They're like being so nice and not spoiling stuff for me.
They are. I'm surprised.
Thank you.
That's because the chat is awesome. These guys are awesome. I always love the support.
Thundercat, I do not sound... Do I sound like Vegeta's... Wait, I sound like Prince Vegeta? Really?
You sound when you like his normal speaking voice. You do actually sound similar. I wouldn't say it's like exact, but you do sound similar to the regular speaking voice, which Thundercat says his normal voice. Yeah, his normal speaking voice. I would agree with that.
Interesting.
Shadow Fighter is disappointed at me, and I understand that, because not only is it bad English, anybody should be disappointed at me, but Shadow Fighter is like, she is English, you know, she's like from the home of the language. She's extra disappointed.
Home of the language.
Extra disappointed.
You've displeased master. Bow before for respect.
Oh, forgiveness, please.
Oh, God.
Will anyone else attempt to fill his shoes?
Bucky says, what's next for the MCU, Dark Reign or Secret Invasion? And I posted in the chat, but I think Secret Invasion is what's next.
Oh yeah, definitely. I've been on a huge conversation with my buddies. I'm sorry, excuse me. I can't English either. But I've been in a huge conversation with my buddies about, you know, with the whole Fox acquisition thing, how are they going to introduce, you know, the X-Men and the Fantastic Four if they ever so choose? And I've said this a million times in the Discord chat. If they're going to do Fantastic Four, don't do Doctor Doom first.
Right. Yeah.
Just
Bill,
like,
yeah.
look at how the previous two franchises have done him, and only the '90s one has been the closest.
It's seriously,
Oh,
yeah.
Thundercat, what? I'm just reading.
Can't wait for Bugs Bunny to go.
A new Infinity Gauntlet wipe out Mickey Mouse in the Disney universe.
That's all. That's all, folks. And he just snaps.
Bob, Summoner of Rain, he brought about an interesting theory that I actually thought up of a few years ago. I was just thinking, like, what if the Fantastic Four were brought into the MCU? And I thought, the Negative Zone. What if it has strange qualities where, like, an hour inside the Negative Zone would be like years in our world.
Yeah, so it would make sense.
And like maybe like Doom starts building a machine to try and harness the power of the Negative Zone. The Fantastic Four get there and they just fall into this big wormhole, and their presence is just diluted for so long that everybody's forgotten about them, both Doom and the Fantastic Four. And then one day, snap, I don't know how they'd come back, but I don't know, maybe Tony and Doctor Strange would be working on some sort of portal, and then they'd come through and be like, what is this? We've been gone for how long?
Yeah, I mean, I think they could easily use the Negative Zone as a tool for bringing in the Fantastic Four. But going back to the whole what's next is Secret Invasion could easily bring in all sorts of new characters, because that was the whole thing. It was a bunch of Skrull clones, posing as the heroes.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, the Skrull Queen was posing as Jessica Drew.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that could be a really interesting way to bring in these characters that they've reacquired recently. It's weird me saying that they've acquired it's freaking Fantastic Four. Like, obviously they're from Marvel, but movie rights, they acquired the movie rights. But
yeah.
Another idea I had was maybe the Quantum Realm gets involved with the Ant-Man series, and maybe bringing in some characters from there. Maybe.
Who would come from the Quantum Realm, though? That's the question.
Well, if Mr. Fantastic figured out something else, and had gotten pulled in there, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
Just an idea.
Yeah, totally possible.
Unfortunately, I am not familiar enough with the Fantastic Four characters to know who else they might be able to bring in from that universe. Like, obviously there's Doom and the Fantastic Four. Does that mean they get Galactus? Do they have Galactus now?
That would mean they would get Galactus. I mean, I remember
Silver Surfer.
Silver Surfer.
Like, speaking of the deals,
cool.
like speaking of the deals, I remember that the only way that Marvel Studios was able to get their hands on Ego was to ask Fox a favor, saying like, hey, "Can we borrow Ego for a movie?"
Right.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, that's how they managed to get Ego in Guardians 2.
Ooh, Shadowfighter just asked a really cool question. She directed it at me, but I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. They said, what would Loki do with the gauntlet if he was able to get his hands on it? And
conquer everything.
No, I think, honestly, he would just go back in time and make it so it's never born.
Make it so that he would self-abort?
I think it would just be so that Thor would never exist and that Loki could be
that
son.
Thor was never born. I see it cut out. I thought you said that he was never born. I'm like, he would stop his own birth? What?
No.
I was about to say.
Yeah, what?
No, he would make it so that Thor was never born, so that way he wouldn't have anybody to compete with. That's what I think he'd do.
Would he like burst into the room during the moment of conception?
Oh, no. Dang it, get that image out of my head.
I don't know, because you're not thinking twisted enough for Loki. Loki would...
He's like, get off of my mother, Allfather!
He wouldn't stop Thor from being born. He would stop Thor from ever being worthy, so that Thor was never able to lift the hammer, thus never ever able to stop. So he would still basically be able to obtain all the power that he would if Thor was never born.
Yeah.
But he would still have Thor alive to torment.
And he would just make
Yeah,
Thor's life a
right.
living hell and make him the son that
Yes.
pokes fun at.
Yes.
Oh no, I just noticed
Yes.
something.
What?
But
Shadow Fighter and Battle Frame have pointed out that Breakstream is interfering again.
Breakstream has reared his ugly head.
Oh,
Well, it's not
no.
ugly.
Curses.
It'll be fine. I don't. How do they know that he's even invading? It's just screenshots. Like nothing should be lagging unless our voices are lagging. That would be bad.
I don't know, like,
Maybe.
I mean, we heard, I mean, you pointed out earlier that Diana briefly phased in and out, and we almost heard that, you know, Loki would be killing himself at birth.
and honestly, Orbital, your voice has been kind of ducking in and out every few seconds. I keep thinking your voice is getting cut off. I haven't
Yeah,
noticed it with
same
anybody
here.
else's though.
Oh no.
It's
Yes, Prime.
it's the nothing for a
Nothing.
random never-ending story reference.
Yeah.
Right.
Shadow's saying your audio keeps breaking up. Whose? Mine or
Probably all of ours. It's all.
Yes,
Yeah.
Bob?
It's
Mr.
all.
Lagman. Mr.
Oh,
I think it's everybody.
Lagman.
Yeah,
Give me a
nobody.
break.
I'm not. Some people are saying that they're not saying. I don't know. I've got green lights like YouTube and OBS and everything is saying that I have green. So we're just gonna keep going. We're gonna just plow on through.
Jelly says the audio
Decepticons
sounds-
charge.
I need more pictures of Spider-Man.
Breakstream is getting a new name, and it says Lagatron.
No, see, Lagatron is somebody else. Lagatron is like
Oh,
another.
somebody else?
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
He was talking
Lagatron's.
about Lagatron.
Well, because I think he's from somebody else's stream. He's not one of. He's not an
Lagatron
original.
must be stopped.
He's not an original creation. Breakstream is an original creation of ours.
Mr. Lagman, destroy my stream.
I just
Doom,
sang
doom.
that earlier. That's why they're doing that. I sang it earlier.
Jellyfish says, "Don't forget about the X-Men guys and gals," which is true. Yeah,
Right,
X-Men. Which
I
I'm.
need to redo Apocalypse.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
could. They could. There's a ton of storylines they could do. But the thing
Like
that
Keep Storm,
yes,
Yeah, Storm was
Yeah.
fine. I liked her.
right?
But they don't like
English.
You sound frustrated. Go ahead.
I am frustrated because they have had 2 opportunities to do Angel.
And how
They
does that
had-
make you feel?
Yeah,
They had
get
X3.
rid of that one. Change
They
them.
had X3 and they completely wasted it. They had Apocalypse and I don't even remember any lines that he said. All I know is that he
Oh.
was there.
Yeah.
I think his
And-
only lines were "piss off."
Yeah,
he threw
like,
a bottle at him.
He was
Yeah.
just being an extreme edgelord.
Yeah.
And I like Ben
Oh, I'm
Foster.
your stereotypical angsty teen. I'm just
And I
like,
like
dude,
Ben
are you serious?
No,
I
and
like Ben Foster as an
Not a
actor.
phase, Mom.
Yeah, I thought he was a good angel.
Yeah, he
Um,
made
yeah.
for an
the-
intimidating presence for sure. I just wish that
the-
he had more stuff to say.
Yeah.
I saw a meme with a picture of and it said, "This angel's face says words hurt."
Oh man.
Does a Maggie moo pout?
Oh dear.
What?
Shadow Fighter at Orbital Bacon. I can do Chewie impression. Does a Maggie moo pout? Shadow Fighter actually pointed out earlier that they
That's
can
like
do-
spot
gotta
on
hear
right
that.
there.
Yeah.
I gotta hear this Chewie impression.
Apparently they can do it without gargling water, so I think we all just need to quit our jobs as voice actors and just let Shadow Fighter do it.
Yeah, yeah.
let her do her pouty Chewbacca. For now, I'm just picturing
are there
Chewbacca
female
pouty.
Wookiees?
Are there? Yeah, there are. Remember the Star Wars Christmas special? We all
Let's not
remember.
forget Solo.
Let's not forget the holiday special.
Oh no.
Lumpy and
Yeah.
Lumpy?
Let's
Lumpy
let's.
was his son, right? Lumpy was Chewbacca's son.
I just remember the grumpy old Wookiee who was sat in like a recliner, like a Wookiee
Yeah.
recliner. And he's
With a massive underbite.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to move on. Who names their child Lumpy?
Especially,
Wookiees, I guess.
well, think about it though. They're Wookiees, so like, what? They're all like furry and fuzzy. What made him lumpy?
Wait a second. Hang on.
Tumors.
So
Mostly.
if his name is Lumpy, and Chewbacca's nickname is Chewie, would that make Lumpy's
Lumpaka.
full name Lumpaka or something? Lumpaka.
Is that the forbidden dance?
Oh my god. It sounds like a forbidden dance.
Right?
I got a Lumpaka!
It sounds like a bad Charlie horse in your leg or something. Oh, I got a lumbaka in my leg.
Oh, there's the Lumpaka stuck in my throat. Oh, this is so bad.
I'm sorry, but your child has lumpaka.
No!
It's
I'm sorry. Look away, honey.
Sorry, guys. I have some news for you. Lumpy is short for Lumpawaru.
Lumpawaru?
Yes.
Well, that's not as fun.
That's not as
Lumpawaru.
No, I think he's totally serious. That's for real, isn't it?
Yes, it
That's
is.
a real thing.
Did you Star Wars wiki this?
This is on Wikipedia.
Oh my
Wikipedia.
goodness.
Wikipedia.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, it's yeah.
Oh man, I still like lumbaka canon.
Right? Yeah.
Nah, and we were just coming up with all these creative things.
They need
Right?
to come to us for writing this stuff.
Battleframe says Lumpy has tumors. It's not a tumor.
It's not a tumor at all. No.
Okay. Thundercat's asking us, what is this meme that I keep hearing called Ligma? What does that mean? I heard about that too briefly. I don't know what it is.
Ligma?
Yeah, Ligma. People like just spam it in like Twitter conversations at random.
What is?
I don't understand memes anymore.
I don't either.
I'm an
Memes
old
aren't even
man.
clever anymore.
The internet is too hard.
Yeah, I mean, freaking. Let's see. Deja vu. Have you been in this place before? I mean, I'm just like, okay, it was funny the first time. Okay, fine, the first dozen times, but now.
The last good internet meme / trend I saw, I think, was "You've heard of Elf on the Shelf, not look at Stench on a Bench" or something. That was probably the last one I genuinely liked because there was a lot of creativity. I don't know. I couldn't think of anything off the top of my head.
Just anything that rhymes, basically.
Yeah, and you'd Photoshop it on there.
Yeah.
Right.
Rat on a hat.
Has anyone, like, going back to the topic of Star Wars? Pardon me, but
Go ahead.
has anyone else noticed that most Star Wars memes are basically just taking lines from the movies and just pasting them over screenshots?
Yes.
Never tell me the odds.
It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground.
You were the chosen one.
I've been looking forward to this.
It's either that or people take pictures
Betrayed me.
of just random quotes.
Sorry.
and put them on other people's faces.
Yeah, it's really weird like that, Diana.
Like it doesn't have to be from Star Wars. It'll be a random line from Star Wars. It'll take a picture from Star Wars, another line from another movie. Like they're combining them together to be funny. Specifically, Chewbacca's lines will get put on other people's pictures that are making a similar face to his, and they just go viral on the internet. And I don't get the appeal.
Chewbacca's line?
Yes,
Oh.
literally just multiple times and making it sound effects on people's pictures, and they'll just go viral on the internet.
How does that?
I don't know. I am simply telling you. I don't even know if me explaining it is doing it justice. I will just see threads of people with on people's pictures in Twitter streams.
I think my favorite one was the recent Christopher Robin image where he first sees Winnie the Pooh and Winnie the Pooh goes,
Christopher Robin.
General Kenobi. And he has 4 lightsabers all of a sudden.
That's awesome.
My gosh. That actually does sound awesome.
It was pretty good.
I saw that freaky poo trailer. Thing is weird looking.
Freaky
It's not
Poo.
bad. It's not bad.
Are we
It's
gonna get into a fight right now?
he's like bizarre looking. It's too real. It's too real.
Because he's an actual teddy bear.
Somebody kill him with fire.
Yeah, it's
Actually-
too real. With those
Tigger.
dead eyes.
Tigger's the one freaks me out because he's not orange. He's tan.
Those dead mackerel
Right.
eyes.
Oh boy.
I just love that they got the original voice actors to do Pooh and Tigger.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
They got
Jim
that
Cummings.
Jim Cummings.
That
Mhm.
that did blow me away. I will have to agree.
Originally,
with
they were gonna get a different one for Tigger, and I was like, "No, I'm not watching. Boycotting."
I will
Oh.
not watch a
Yeah.
movie with Tigger if it doesn't have Jim Cummings.
I mean, come on. Who else could honestly do Tigger justice in a Winnie the Pooh movie?
Yeah.
Like no one. I love how this went from like Star Wars to Winnie the Pooh in 2 seconds.
How did
In
it
a-
go from-
in
Oh,
a-
we were talking about image captions, weren't we?
In a Combiner
yeah.
Wars stream.
Right.
In a
In a Combiner Wars stream.
Yeah.
This has become like one huge anachronism.
It's good. Combiner
The
Wars
Legends of
Aftermath.
Tomorrow.
Somebody who
Legends of Tomorrow are gonna show up and wipe us out.
no
Oh
the
dear.
edgy Titans. F Batman.
Out of my head.
They're gonna F Batman to death.
Oh god.
Shadow Fighter, don't give in. Well, the dark side does have cookies, so.
Fair.
eh.
Where are you?
But what kind of cookies? Are they oatmeal raisin?
Are they
Okay.
chocolate chip?
So what do you guys think about the Bumblebee movie trailer?
So
I thought
excited.
it was good.
Yeah.
I am excited.
I love
but-
Bumblebee with a passion.
Sadly, one thing that has been debunked is the fact that the jet transformer is not Starscream.
Oh, really?
It's no wait. Like, okay, if
That's another
anyone
meme.
if anyone else here on this stream knows who it is, don't say it. But Diana, I'll give you
Mhm.
3 guesses as to who it is.
Oh no, I'm bad with names, but let's try.
It's a Decepticon. I'll give you that.
You have to guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Go ahead whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
I just drew a blank. I honestly can't think of anyone.
Like, you can't think of any of the Seekers?
No. Literally, the only thing that's coming to mind is Megatron.
Ooh.
I don't like getting put on the spot.
It's Megatron.
All right.
I'm honestly probably not gonna know it. I'm not as good with my Decepticon lore. I know more.
All right, that's fair enough.
I'm
But
what people would call a poser. I learned the characters and the characters that associate with the character I voice act, and that's it.
oh yeah, same
I'm
here.
still getting into all Transformers stuff.
Don't worry, you'll ease into it. Trust me.
The whole chat just shames me.
No, do not shame her. She
You
is
dare.
an innocent. But
Everyone's just like,
yeah,
she's the only female voice actor we have. Don't kick her out. Oh god.
but they revealed that the jet transformer is actually Blitzwing.
I did know that one. Damn it! I should have guessed.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking to myself, Blitzwing? Like out of. I mean, I know that they're pulling characters out of their butts for the Bumblebee movie. I mean,
Well,
they've
who would
been-
you have wanted instead?
Sancho Barbosa.
Starscream, maybe?
No. Like aside from Starscream, because honestly, he might have been considered too big of a character.
Maybe put some more emphasis on like Soundwave because he's been confirmed to have been on Earth for a while. So
I feel like he's too big for it too.
I heard Soundwave's making a cameo appearance.
Oh,
I can't
like, I heard
speak
they're doing
tonight.
I heard that they were doing a whole Cybertron sequence.
Yeah, the
for
first
movie.
the
Oh,
first
that'll be
10
cool.
minutes of the movie is a flashback on Cybertron where we're gonna see
Cannot wait for Peter Cullen.
we're gonna see cameos of Wheeljack, Soundwave. There were a few, I think Cliffjumper was mentioned. There were a few. There were like 4 characters mentioned that were going to be cameos on this Cybertron intro, which is really
I want to see Sentinel Prime.
yeah. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Bob. It was Ironhide, Soundwave, Cliffjumper, and Shockwave. But I believe Wheeljack has also been confirmed in there too.
Ooh.
B, I think they're going to kill us.
God.
He had that ridiculous Sean Connery-esque voice. Well, it was Sean
Who?
Connery-esque to me.
Who is
Q.
this? Oh,
Um,
yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
Or AKA Q, and I'm
They're
just
great for
"Ah."
kicking ass.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ryanimus says that the cameo he wants to see is Erector.
Is who?
Erector.
Crickets to that one,
Erector.
Ryanimus.
Oh my
Did you
God.
get that, Ryanimus?
No.
Crickets.
Quick flame.
No, your voice cut out.
Yeah,
in the chat.
Yeah.
Oh,
OD,
okay.
Your voice just like flickered out when you said Erector.
Ah, well, then the YouTube knew it was bad. Yeah, he wants to
Right.
see Erector on Cybertron.
Oh my gosh. He'll
That
turn
was
into
so
a
funny.
wonderful crane.
It's like the person is silence.
And now people are like asking in the chat, they're like, Orbital, what's your real name? And I'm like, Erector.
Where did that come from? What is your real name?
I am called Erector.
Some people would call me Tim.
Tim? He's got huge pointy teeth.
Look at the bones.
Yeah, look at the bones. Oh, now I want the holy hand grenade of Antioch.
Oh.
Yeah, it's Jason. Which that I forgot that earlier when V was like press X for Jason. I was like, I never realized that Orbital Bacon works for that too. Bacon.
Oh, it does.
Oh.
Well.
Well, what do you know? And nobody cares. All right, so so let's see, what else have we missed in the weird, wild world of the chat?
Weird, wild world. All right.
Favorite voice actors?
Oh yeah, that was a great question from Thundercat. Who are our favorite voice actors?
Frank Welker.
Tara Strong.
Right?
Tara Strong in a heartbeat.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
good one. That's
Oh,
a
yeah.
good one.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Who else? Chris-
Jennifer Hale.
Ooh, she's
Ooh.
awesome.
Man. I played so much Mass Effect.
Gray Griffin, anyone?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Gray Delisle.
Yeah, Gray Delisle.
Oh yeah. She's prolific. I enjoy, of course, you already mentioned Frank Welker. He would have been my pick. But I've enjoyed Mark Hamill's performances in his voice roles.
Oh
yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Yes, Jellyfish. Steve Bloom is another really good one.
Steve Bloom. I was surprised that nobody yelled out Steve Bloom.
Yeah.
I'm surprised at myself that I didn't yell out Steve Bloom.
Oh, Ryanimus says Patrick Seitz. He's one of the 3 guys that inspired me to be a voice actor. Came up to me and said, "You should do this."
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should do this.
Sweet.
Bacon. They're putting it up in the chat. Bacon.
Bacon.
Spam the
Bacon.
chat with bacon.
With the heavy rain. Bacon.
I think also Tom Kenny, another one. He has
Yes.
one of those-
Yes.
Like, say what you like. I do not hate the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon, but I don't like it either. But I think Tom Kenny definitely gave one of his darkest portrayals when he played Doc Ock on that show.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because like normally you'd expect something like high and bounce, but it's like really low and sinister and very mechanical sounding.
Yeah.
And it was just like a complete 180. And
Like-
I just
Like he was always thinking. Like that's how Doc Ock should be. Like he's just always thinking.
Speaking of doctors, speaking of doctors, it's pretty obvious who I would want to voice in like a future project, given my username.
Dr. Fate?
Oh boy.
Rick Sanchez.
Dr. Mario?
You're all wrong, Sam Fisher.
No, I know you are. I'm assuming that the name is a combination of Dr. Octopus and Dr. Doom, like Otto Octavius and Victor Von Doom.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
I was thinking Dr. Otto von Schnick from
Otto
the.
von who?
This is a really obscure Jim Varney movie. If you remember Ernest,
Mm-hmm.
he did.
Oh, was that the one that had like the hand on top of his head?
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
always like
that's it.
massaging his forehead. And he's like, ew, ew.
Yes, that's it.
I loved that show and those movies.
So did I. Okay,
Hey, Vern!
somebody else saw it.
Hot dog and a Coke.
This might be a bit of an obscure reference, but any of you guys ever watch Cyber Chase growing up at all?
I heard of Cyber Chase,
Sounds
but
familiar.
I never
No.
watched it. I don't
Okay,
think.
it was okay. I was obsessed with it, and what I ended up finding out later was like who all these people voiced in it. But like Cyber, just to give the chat and you guys a little bit of background, it's basically a show where like these three kids come to Earth and they go to this place called cyberspace, and they have all these different like computer centric worlds, and they work for this character named Motherboard, and she's been invaded
Naturally.
by. Yeah, of course. And she gets invaded by the hacker and his minions, Buzz and Delete. And they basically have to use math, science, and history stuff in order to be able to save cyberspace. And just the other day, out of the blue, I decided a video of it showed up in my feed on YouTube, and I'm like, why did this show up? And it was like there was some sort of anniversary for it because it was back in like 2002, and I never realized it until now. I always knew this. Gilbert Gottfried voices the character named Digit, but Christopher Lloyd is the one who voiced the hacker. And it wasn't until I listened to it a few days ago that I realized it was him. And I'm like, this
Great
was the
Scott,
voice of my
Marty!
childhood. It was crazy, though. I never realized it.
Yeah, that's insane. I didn't know. Like, I know Christopher Lloyd has done a little bit of voice acting, but I didn't know he did stuff like back then.
You know, and they had 110 episodes of.
Wow.
Wow.
Dang.
And I never knew until a few days ago. Oh my god, he voiced, because I kept listening to his voice. That's something else, if you guys will ever learn about me and chat. I have this uncanny ability to memorize a face or how a voice sounds and be able to find something else that person has been in. I suck at names, but I'll remember your face and your voice. So like
Right.
the other day, if you any of you guys watch, I'm a big nerd when it comes to gaming. I've been playing Detroit Become Human, and the bots who voice the girl who plays the Tracy, her name is Amelia, and she's actually dating the guy who plays Connor. And I was like, where have I seen her before? Oh my gosh, I know her. And sure enough, she showed up on one of my favorite TV shows, Criminal Minds.
Oh,
Criminal
dang,
Minds.
Criminal Minds.
Good stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like that show.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. By far my most favorite show. I've watched every single episode, and I'm mad that Netflix still hasn't put season 13 on yet.
I'm to be honest, I can't remember the last episode of Criminal Minds I watched.
Like gasp.
I know, right?
You need to watch it.
I know. I specifically remember the season with the replicator, and I think you know why.
Oh my god. Yes. Such a good episode.
The replicator was. I thought he was a good villain.
It was. It was unique because it kind of brought back some of the team's old cases. I love how they just turned into Criminal Minds, but I love Criminal Minds so much.
Yeah, I know. It's only Criminal Minds, but then
And Matthew Gay Goobler as Spencer Reed is everything.
Did you,
Oh, yeah.
I cannot believe. Speaking of Matthew Gray Goobler, I cannot believe that that Warner Brothers actually got him to voice the Riddler in Assault on Arkham.
Mm-hmm. And Simon from the Chipmunk in the live action.
Yes, Simon from the live action Alvin and the Chipmunks, and I'm just like, on one hand, I'm like, okay, that is a brilliant casting choice, and on the other hand, what?
What? There's a good question. Thundercat has been coming up with awesome questions tonight. He's like the question MVP. Have you guys had any interest or were ever yearning for a different career other than voice acting?
Oh dear.
For me, voice acting is not necessarily a career. It's more of a hobby. Like, I do freelance stuff. Like, I don't make any money from it. It's just something I love doing.
Yeah,
If I was
same here.
able to, like, it's like I for the longest time in college, I wanted to be an actress, like a theater major. But it wasn't until my first year that I realized that, let's be honest, we can all agree that being an actor or actress or a voice actress is very difficult because there's so many people in the world who are talented and want to do it.
Yeah.
And it's difficult. And like, it's, for me, I realized it wasn't something that I wanted. I need stability in my life, and I didn't want something that would be so up in the air. So I kind of moved into communications because, like, I love YouTube. Like, I'm a communications major and digital media major.
Same.
Yeah, I heard you mention comm earlier, and I was gonna say something, but the topic devolved. But yeah, I'm a digital communications major with an emphasis strategy, and I'm a theater minor, and I kind of combine the two to do like publications and other stuff for my theater that I work at my university. And that's why, like, I love promoting things on social media and all of that. So my love of voice acting is kind of tied into all of that because I need to be a good public speaker. I mean, obviously I haven't really had a chance to talk to any of the guys on the stream like this before, but from what you've heard of me, I'm pretty well spoken and able to come up with a very formulated sentence very quickly on the spot. And a lot of people in my videos have actually given me a lot of crap for it. I got this awful hate comment this one day about this girl saying, "Your videos are so stupid. You're scripted. You're fake." And I'm like, I'm not. I said, this is literally just how I talk. And it was intense.
Yeah, I was about to say that's not right.
People are dumb.
It's like, you're gonna judge me based on one video that I've done, but like, getting back to the question was like about voice acting, I'm able to tie that in because I have to present myself in a very professional manner in the work environment I will be, especially with like the internship I have coming up. And I have to make sure that what I'm saying sounds good and that it's going to be portrayed well to a vast audience. So traits that I've learned from voice acting will be able to come into my everyday life, but mostly I just want to work at something where I'm able to create and use my creative side, not necessarily just the more left brain. I like to combine left and right brain. So voice acting's more a hobby, not necessarily a career for me. What about you guys?
I'm in the same boat.
Because you're a communications major. What are you emphasizing in? Or do you not do that at your school?
I'm aiming for a bachelor's in corporate communication. So that's going to... I mean, to be fair, I'm actually almost done with my I'm really close to getting done with my degree plan. So I'm almost there.
I'm almost there.
So yeah, I definitely plan on implementing the courage that I can muster doing voices and just channeling that energy into everyday stuff that I have to do, you know, be the intermediary, talk on behalf of the lower class people to the higher ups, etc., and all that stuff. So yeah, like you said, voice acting feels more like a hobby and less like a career. But I don't know if somewhere down the line that might change. I doubt that it'll change, to be honest, but I'd still love to voice act, definitely.
It's really well said. Also, Shadow Fighter, oh my god, you're the sweetest.
Yeah, you definitely got a fan there with Shadow Fighter. Right. She's awesome.
I like Shadow Fighter's my girl. Yes.
Yep. I would say very similar to what you guys were saying, that right now, voice acting, you know, if you're going to be real with yourself, you know, you kind of have to say, it's a hobby, because nobody's really doing it professionally in this capacity. If you look at the dictionary definition, I mean, professionally means you're getting paid for it. So, I mean, I've done some voice acting that I've gotten paid for, but I don't even consider myself a professional yet, though. It's still like a hobby. But it's like, yes, it is something I would like to get into, as far as, I don't know that it would be like a career, like it's the only thing I do, but I would like for it to be part of what I do. Like you guys were talking about your, you know, communications and things like that, how it can incorporate voice acting into some of the things you do. And that's why I've been kind of branching out recently with the special effects, you know, doing some visual effects work for Swagwave and learning how to do it, you know, on my own. So that way I can kind of do a couple of different things, and maybe voice acting would be incorporated in making videos or whatever. But if I can make a career out of it, great. But so that I don't get too far off the original question, because he was asking if we ever had any other like inspirations, or I'm sorry, aspirations, or you know, career path dreams. And I'm curious what Stuart's going to say, because he mentioned he was in a band earlier, and I was in a band when I was in my senior year of high school, and that's for that time. I was like, oh, I want to be a rock star, you know. So like, so to answer the Thundercats question, yeah, before I got the voice acting bug, as it were, I was wanting to be a rock star.
That's amazing.
Dang, that's awesome.
What about you, Stuart? I want to hear what your take.
Yeah, again, it's a hobby right now, and public speaking hasn't really been my strong point. But I've had to talk to a lot of strangers and people at work, so I'm constantly having to talk to someone on a professional level. But also, another career aspiration would obviously be absolute total domination of the Earth.
Yes.
Nice.
I would
All right, Loki, calm down.
World
rule this
domination.
planet, right? Rule this
Total
planet with an iron
world
fist.
domination.
Same thing we do every night, Pinky.
China took over the world.
What
Hey,
we
it's
gonna
better
do
than
tomorrow
mine, where
night, Bray?
I just wanted to be a real life mermaid for a really long time too. Since that's something about other aspirations, like that's on the total opposite field. That's why, like I mentioned earlier in the stream that or maybe I said this personally, I used to do underwater videos on my channel where I would hold my breath for long periods of time. I could hold my breath for 2 minutes and 30 seconds because I was literally training myself how to be an underwater real life mermaid with the tail and like the oxygen tanks that you have hidden behind you.
That
and
is
you go underwater and
uncanny.
swim as a mermaid.
That
I
would be
wanna do it.
amazing.
Yeah,
I
wow.
want to do it so bad. The thing is, you have to be really good at being able to hold your eyes open in water and water, and that hurts so bad.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
There was actually a
Jeez.
real life mermaid who approached me here on YouTube and was telling me about it. Her name was what was it? Mermaid Linden. She does like a lot of Make-A-Wish stuff with children who have always.
I was
wanted
about
meet
to
a
say,
mermaid.
don't tell me her name was Ariel.
Yeah, no, no. Her name was Mermaid Linden, and she did a lot of Make-A-Wish stuff on here where she'd go to like local oceans and lakes, and kids would swim up to or come up to the coast, and she would meet them, and they would get to meet a real mermaid, and it was so cool. I'm like, I want to do that.
Aw.
Right.
Yeah, so that's the other. That's still kind of performing, so I guess it's still technically within the realm of what I've always wanted to do.
Hey, it
I guess
counts.
that's a good thing though. I never deviated from my original path, kind of just different occupation in that path.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
What about you, RD?
I love voice acting. I also love drawing, but I consider them hobbies, obviously. I mean, if you can get paid to do something you love, that's the dream, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I settled for having a job. It's an okay job. I eat. Um, uh, but yeah, I'm okay with just doing this as a hobby. And you know, if lightning strikes, if anything happens, it comes of it, then fantastic. If not, you know, no harm, no foul.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. RD draws better than I do, but yeah, I draw a little bit too.
Yeah, same here. Like I'm a
You're too kind.
I'm a bit of a Ruby fan. So I've actually done a few sketches on DeviantArt. I don't know if anyone
Ooh.
yeah, so
I'm on there.
I've been making like a few OC characters. Some of them I haven't even scanned into my laptop yet to digitally color in, and I'm so disappointed in myself.
I've got a friend of mine. He's in the chat here, Mad Monk Ziggy. He's a huge Ruby fan, and he's been getting me into it recently. I like the animation.
Oh yeah, the animation is great. But the thing about the animation is that they changed the animation program in what was it, for Volume 4? I believe it was Volume 4 that they changed the animation style.
I heard they use a different software or whatever.
Yeah, they use a different software, and it makes some of the movements look a little awkward and choppy when you compare it to the prior volumes.
Yeah, because originally I think it was called Poser or something like that they were using, and then they switched to something else.
Yeah, and they switched it, and yeah, I tend to agree with some of the critics in that the animation looks a little bit more stilted, but I don't take it to the degree where I say, "Oh, I hate this volume because of the animation and only the animation." No, there's still some good story worth in there. I mean, there's still some stuff to be salvaged.
Right.
And to be honest, there is like I said, I don't hate any of the seasons, so any of the volumes so far. So, I mean, yeah, it's still. I mean, when you compare both eras, I guess you could call them, they still have a relatively the same amount of action.
Yeah.
It's just like over time, it's become little bit slower, but not to the point where you get really bored with it. That would be a grievous extreme.
I remember when Monty was doing those Dead Fantasy videos.
Rest in peace, Montium.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh God, Battle Frame Studios, please tell me that's not real.
What?
It says,
What?
did you hear about the Make-A-Wish kid who wished for infinite wishes?
Oh, that's sad.
I'm really
no.
really hoping that that's just him trolling and not an actual kid's wish, because that's just sad.
Aww, that's
Man.
affected my heartstrings.
You know what? That actually, I'm gonna say a question. If you guys could wish for one thing in the entire world, what would it be?
World peace.
Infinite wishes. Oh God, you miss America much?
What a diva.
Okay, aside from world peace, let's be honest, that's
Right.
the correct answer.
Because that's that. Ain't nobody wishing for world peace. Get out of here.
Okay, don't be wishing for world domination. But like seriously,
World domination.
That was my second choice.
I
had a feeling.
I would wish for Optimus Prime to be real.
God. So imagine how much.
The G.I. Joe USS flag.
I would wish for the Batmobile.
Yeah, that would be a good wish. It's like some sort of vehicle or artifact from a like a comic book or
Video
movie
game?
or something. Yeah, or video game.
Oh no! Hang on. I'd wish for the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, because then you could just keep making wishes. Basically, you'd be powerful
There
enough
you
to keep.
go.
Or
You
the
just
Cosmic
solved the
Cube or
wish for
something.
more wishes.
I wish for the Cosmic Cube or the Infinity Gauntlet or something like that. That would basically give you enough power to continue granting your own wishes.
It's either that,
Heck.
like I wish for a wish machine.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Like that's the real answer. Like,
I
I wish for a
wish-
machine that will grant all my wishes.
I wish to be the genie at the end of Aladdin after he set him free, so then I could just go around and do whatever I want.
Oh.
Aw. That's actually really clever.
Hey Malik, what's up? I wanted to make sure I give Malik a shout out. He's a regular here in the streams. He came in late.
Hey.
Hey Malik,
Hey.
what up, boy?
So,
All right. So yeah, it looks. Man, we got a ton of good questions. This was a lot of fun.
This is fun. I have to start lowering my volume because my family's like all went to bed and somebody
Well,
poked their head in my room. They're like,
it is-
"Shh."
It is getting a little late, and we've been going at it here for a couple hours. So we'll probably go
How
ahead.
long has it been?
Yeah, it's actually we're just over 2 hours. We're about 2 hours and 3 minutes. So
What? Oh my god.
Dang.
That
yeah,
was so fast.
it does, right? It does. It really does. But this has
Uh-huh.
been a ton of fun, like a metric ton of fun. So I appreciate you guys joining in the stream.
Thank you for inviting us.
Yeah,
This is my
thanks for
first
having us
stream.
here, dude.
Oh yeah, I mean you guys did great work on the Combiner Wars finale, and several of you have been working with Swagwave and I for a while now, so it was great to finally get you all in like a group chat. It was great to have.
this was a blast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was great to
fun.
do kind of like an aftermath from Combiner Wars, kind of wind down from all that craziness, and then of course we devolved into Winnie the Pooh and Star Wars and all sorts of other madness. But that's why I put it in the description. I said other nonsense may occur. It usually does.
We have to have
Yes.
it once. I have to watch Infinity War so we can finally talk about it.
That's
Right.
right.
Yeah.
Now Shadow Fighter is like desperate to. She wants to show her Chewy voice. So real quick, before we end here, let's get Shadow Fighter in here.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I think
So-
she has earned a spot to do her Chewy voice real quick before we end here.
If she just chews food in front of a microphone,
Yeah.
No, she
Yeah,
said
this
that
better
she
not be a
prides
pun.
herself being able to do it.
This better not be trolling,
All right, so let me.
Shadow Fighter. No clickbait.
So
or else we'll bring the media forces of.
that's right.
Snap our fingers and we'll obliviate her.
Oh dang.
Malik is not happy that we're going to be ending the stream soon.
I'm
Aw.
sorry, Malik. I'm really sorry, man.
Aw.
I'm really sorry, man. 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 I'm really
Another.
Something's fell in the
Can we
background.
get another one on
He's
Saturday?
saying-
It's my last day for summer. I think I would be down for Saturday.
It depends on what time.
Yeah, it depends on the time.
Yeah, I'll definitely do another stream on Saturday, and then yeah, if I can get some of the cast members here to join me again, then yeah, we'll definitely do it. But even if it's just myself, I will do a stream on Saturday for sure.
Oh, I'd love to be your sidekick.
All right, I've got a
That'd be
sidekick. I've got a sidekick. All right, let's get Shadow Fighter in here and see if she can wow us with some Wookiee.
Hello there.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm gonna. Oh, there she is.
Hello.
There she
I was about to say I'm gonna laugh if that was if one of you that said hello was her. I thought that was her at first. One of you that was like hello. I'm like, damn, Shadow Fighter, what's going on over there?
Whoa, are you
No.
saying I sound like a chick?
No, what's up? What's up, Shadow Fighter? You coming in clear from across the pond?
Ooh, I can barely hear her.
Same. She's preparing.
Whoa, I'm hearing it. I'm hearing
God,
Wookiee
that's so
sound.
good.
Wait, okay, everybody,
Awesome.
wait, everybody be quiet, Do it again, everybody, shh.
What's that, Jimmy?
So good.
Oh,
Nice.
that is awesome.
Great work.
Amazing.
Nice job, Shadow Fighter.
She even did the what's that, Chewie?
That
Good
was
stuff.
awesome.
Good stuff.
That's great.
That is it. That's a perfect point to wrap it all up. I like ending on a high note. You know what I mean?
Hold on.
Oh, yeah,
what
definitely.
does Lumpaka sound like?
Nobody wants to know what Lumpaka sounds like. All right.
I'm so glad that we stuck with the Lumpaka name instead of the canon name.
Right?
Agreed.
Lumpaka, that's gonna be it. We got Breakstream, we got Wota, and now we got Lumpaka.
Yes, I was a part of an inside joke.
Yes, you're
So was I.
you were here at the birth of a meme. The birth of a meme. It's a special thing. All right.
Orbital. What if that was the page image? The page image of Lumpaka.
Yes, I can make that the thumbnail. The thumbnail is not set in stone.
Thumbnail.
Yeah.
I
Oh my
said
God,
page
yes.
image, didn't I?
The
Dang
thumbnail
it.
is not set. And you know what? What I'll do is I'll Photoshop your face on Lumpaka.
My face?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Word to Lumpaka.
all hail Lumpaka.
Oh, hey, Lumpaka.
Limpaka is love. Limpaka is.
Oh no.
No.
I'm bringing a.
Now there's gonna be a lumpy fest, a Lumpaka fest.
Lumpy Fest. That sounds a little dirty.
All right, guys. I really appreciate everyone joining the stream, and hopefully I can have you guys back on again. Right now, we'll tentatively aim for Saturday, but of course, I do these weekly, at least once a week. I usually try to do like 2 or 3 a week. So I will definitely have you guys back on in the future. It has been a lot of fun. If everyone would like to shout out their
Also,
what Shadow?
also, don't forget to subscribe to Orbital. Yeah, to Orbital. Yeah, I can't say his name.
You
Oh, yeah,
caught the
don't-
non-English bug.
She's trying to say, don't forget to subscribe to Orbital.
I have
I love that accent.
Right.
my
Yes, that
poor
accent is beautiful.
my poor speaking virus has infected Shadow Fighter
Mm-hmm.
and enabled her to give me a ringing endorsement. Be sure to subscribe to Abba. That's me. Yeah, yeah, there you go.
Oh, there we go.
If you had gone into like the Wookiee thing, that would have been hilarious. To Orbital. Oh, I can't even do it.
That would have been hilarious.
Oh man, this is amazing. We're gonna have to. Shadow Fighter's gonna have to become like a regular guest on the show here. This is amazing.
Yes.
This is
Just
amazing.
anytime. What do you think, Shadow Fighters? Just. Brrrr.
Yeah, there you go.
What's your opinion, Shadowfire?
But if you guys would like to go through and shout out if you have a channel or a website or anything that you'd like to plug real quick before we leave here.
What?
Subscribe to my channel?
Subscribe
Yeah.
to me. Hit the like button.
Don't expect any
Rate the
Don't-
video 5 stars.
Oh my god, throwback.
don't expect weekly uploads. Like if
Leave
you
a
actually
comment down below telling me how much you love this. It was so much fun.
Please subscribe. I have no content. And I
subscribe to my non-existent Patreon. We're going to build a wall.
Oh god, no, this is not getting political.
no.
No, I'm gonna deviate from that.
Yeah.
You can come check out my free podcast at www.series6podcast.com, the number 6.
There you go.
Uh,
You guys can follow me on my Twitter if you want, at DeannaStella7, or my Smule, since a lot of you guys wanted to hear me sing some stuff. I know Alex, I don't know if he's still here, wanted to hear me sing. I have a Smule, and you can access it from a computer, and it's also at DeannaStella7. And I can't talk about what yet, but I'm going to be doing some other voice acting stuff on there with some other fun groups.
Neat.
So
Cool.
I'm excited about that. That, like I said, just more some fun stuff. And then my Instagram and YouTube are in the description of this video. Live stream.
Boom.
Now I can't English. I'm catching it, Orbital.
I'm
boy.
infectious. I like to spread the love.
I can't words. Orange foot,
Wow.
sheetrock, blurk, doohickey.
Just devolve into bookkeeper.
Yeah, we're all just gonna end up grunting. We're all gonna be Mad Max from Fury Road. We're just gonna be like, ugh. So, all right. Stuart, did you have anything to plug?
Yeah, on Twitter, same thing at Stu and Beyond, and DeviantArt as well. I don't post there too much, but every once in a while I'll put something up.
Awesome. And
I'm pretty sure I'll come up with more plugs in the future.
and their links, the links that I have to their YouTube, to RD's Series 6 podcast, Otto's YouTube, and then I will put a link for Stuart in the description as well, so anybody can find that there. And otherwise, I'm sure that I will have these guys back on the stream again. It was awesome talking with them. It was awesome talking to everyone in the chat. So I do appreciate everyone watching. So we will wish you all a good night. And with that, it is Orbital Bacon signing off.